Howdy folks, welcome to another edition of MagicReview.com. Today we have the money card, Shaun Robison. So there's a brief backstory. If you've been watching the unboxings, you might have seen this recently. Here's the story. 2-ish years ago, I got this for review. I watched it. I typically like to watch all my videos that I get at least one time, just as an audience member or a magician, not as a critic, because, after a while I get kind of burned out on criticizing everything or whatever, or critiquing everything. So I watch them first. I watched this one, whatever it was, like I said, 2 years ago, and I ended up, for whatever reason, not reviewing it right away. I can't remember why, frankly. So about a few weeks ago, I decided it was time to review it. So I watched it again just to refresh my memory. And then I pulled out the gimmick to play around with it, see if it worked and everything. And it was broken. So I contacted Murphy's. They sent me another one, and it worked fine. And so that was maybe about a week or so ago, whenever that unboxing was. But then I wanted to make sure that I was, again, fresh on the details of the video before I wrote the review. So I watched it again today, just a few minutes ago. It's only 17 minutes, so anyway. But I have it. The gimmick works great. So long story short, the final verdict was 4 stars, stone status of gem. The only reason I didn't give it full 5 stars was a couple things. Number one, it's $35, and for that $35, you are getting a couple things here. This wallet, which I'll talk more about in a minute, and the contents of it. But the video I thought was short. Now again, these props, they're all well made, and so maybe $35 is a decent price point. But the gimmick has other potential, and they actually talk about one of those ideas on the video. I just felt that for $35, they could have shared a few more ideas. And I did have one minor issue with the ad copy. It's very small, so you probably say I'm nitpicking on this, because I am nitpicking on this. But the ad copy basically says that this version is less confusing than other versions. Well, I think whether or not an effect is confusing isn't so much about which version you're doing, but more about you and your presentation and your ability to do the effect properly. And I think Shaun Robison's a nice guy and a good performer and everything. But there were parts of the routine that I felt were confusing. Now, here's the thing. You might watch it and think, no, it wasn't confusing at all, Jeff. You're retarded, which is very possible. But here's the thing. I am a programmer. I'm a web developer. Not a designer, but a programmer. Because that's the case, I need clarity. When I write code, I have to be very clear, very specific. The computer will only do exactly what I tell it to do. So anybody that knows me, I've said this phrase to them many times, which is, whenever you think I'm mad at you or arguing with you or whatever, just think this phrase in your head. Jeff is seeking clarity. That is all. That is my mantra in life, man. I seek clarity, because without it, I cannot do my job as a programmer. I also try to bring that into my reviews, which is why you'll notice every single review has effect, method, ad copy, and can't remember the other one now. Final thoughts and product quality. I always break it down into those 4 or 5 categories so that you have clarity on each one of those and what I'm reviewing it on. So I said all that to say this. When I watched that effect, I felt there were parts of it that were not as clear as they could have been. And so the good news, though, is that anybody that has basic abilities in Magic and can write your own scripting or your own presentation for it, I think you can fix that clarity problem. I don't think that's inherent in this product, or even in Shaun Robison's performance. I just think that it was an off moment or whatever, and it was a little bit confusing a couple of times. So not a big deal, obviously, but that was one little issue. So, added up all these different things that for a 17-minute video for $35, where you could have added in a few extra things, that was a little bit of a hit there. But again, solid product. If you like Monte effects You'll be very happy with what you get. I really think you will. You get this wallet. This is basically, it's meant to look like a folded up piece of newspaper. And inside of it you get this, which is actually a gimmicked card. I don't think you can see the gimmick, is my guess. But this card allows you to make the money appear, which, by the way, I should have mentioned, the effect is, it's a typical Monte effect. But at the end, you've got, there's 2 blackjacks, the other one's in the wallet. And then there's a red queen, which is the money card. And at the end, very cleanly, you show all 3 cards. And then without going anywhere to your pocket or anything like that, the queen vanishes, and in its place is a folded up dollar bill. This little dude right here allows you to pull that off. So you also get this wallet here itself is basically a Himber style wallet, and you also get these 3 cards that you'll need for the routine. So these are all bicycle 808 backs, rider backs. Very simple. They're very good cards too, and it's bicycle. So there you go. You get the 3 cards, the gimmick, the wallet, which in Shaun Robison's presentation, he talks about the old street hustlers would use folded up newspaper to hold their cards. But all that is in here, and you can just carry that in your pocket or whatever, and you're ready to go. So if you like Monte effects, you'll be happy with this. If you don't like Monte effects, why are you watching this video? Why? This is for people who think the effect is cool, and they just want to know if it's doable, if it's accurate, if it's only going to work with that one weird angle on a camera that you put up on YouTube and look like you're awesome, when in reality you can never do it in the real world. That's the kind of questions I think I'm trying to answer, and that I hope you're coming to me for. So if you don't like the effect on the video trailer, who cares if the product or the method or whatever is whatever? So I'm assuming you like Monte effects. This is a good option or alternative to whatever effect you're doing in the Monte genre. The end. Now let us find out who is our random iTunes song of the moment today. Oh, okay. Interesting. Y'all know I'm a Metallica fan, right? What we got here is Nothing Else Matters, which is a Metallica tune, but it's not by Metallica. It is by a string quartet that does, I almost said parodies, covers or reworks the other people's songs. So you get this beautiful, beautiful orchestra string quartet of Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. Very, very pretty. They are called, this album's called Vitamin String Quartet, and I think the album is called, Say Your Prayers, Little One is the name of the album. Perfect. Anyway, great band or whatever you call them, but they're awesome. I've got probably 10 different versions of every Metallica song. I've got piano renditions. I've got 2 different string renditions. I've got a set of cello renditions. I've actually got bluegrass renditions, banjo renditions, all kinds of stuff. Metallica is very, very one of the most covered bands out there. There's also an industrial sort of what do you call that? Techno cover of it. It's just some crazy covers out there. I love them. They're great. Anyway, that is enough for today. I'll see you guys on the next review, which I'm aiming for tomorrow, Friday night, for the next one. Peace and over and out. Bam.